Welcome to the Know. I'm Ashley.
I'm Mica.
Time to update those dictionaries, kids. We got a brand new entry for the definition of irony for you because Bluehole, the developer of PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds, is getting salty at another studio for replicating its game.
Okay, are you gonna tell them or should I tell them?
Yeah, should we tell them?
Should we tell them? In a new press release, the company is directing its ire at Epic Games following the announcement of Fortnite's brand new Battle Royale mode. And not only does Bluehole accuse them of replicating the PUBG experience, they also say they may go as far as taking further action against Epic for this infraction.
What, like in court?
I don't know.
It's a Battle Royale game.
Oh yeah, break out the electric shock collars.
But before we get to the press release, tiny bit of background. If you were unaware, Epic's Fortnite, the sandbox survival co-op fort building game, or whatever it seems to be a bunch of different games now, is getting its own Battle Royale treatment starting next week.
Fortnite Battle Royale should be immediately familiar to anybody who's seen PUBG. It takes the same player count of 100 and drops them onto an ever-decreasing zone to do battle. However, it does add a couple of twists like setting traps and fortifying locations.
Which would make sense for Fortnite. When Epic first announced it, creative director Donald Mustard said, "We love Battle Royale games like PUBG and thought Fortnite would make a great foundation for our own version." At first, it was going to be available for a small fee, but this week the studio changed its mind and said, hey, you know what? It's going to be free for everyone on both PC and console.
So that about catches us up to now, and Bluehole's got a few unhappy words to share about all of these developments. And they didn't put them in a blog post or snark about it on Twitter.
But that's how you communicate these days.
Yeah, but this time, they sent it out in an actual press release.
Oh.
Yeah.
So in the press release, Bluehole VP and executive producer Chang Han Kim said, "We had an ongoing relationship with Epic Games throughout PUBG's development as they are the creators of Unreal Engine 4, the engine we licensed for the game. After listening to the growing feedback from our community and reviewing the gameplay for ourselves, we're concerned that Fortnite may be replicating the experience for which PUBG is known."
Right, buddy, it's the community that made you guys release this. We promise it's the community that's upset about it, not us. We totally swear. That's why we made a press release about it. Kim went on to say, "We have also noticed that Epic Games references PUBG in the promotion of Fortnite to their community and in communications with the press. This was never discussed with us and we don't feel that it's right."
Now on that note, they do kind of have a point in that usually when someone is referencing a competing product, for the most part, they tend to leave that competing product's name out of it, almost like they don't want to acknowledge them more than they absolutely have to. It'll be like, stronger than all our competitors, and leave it at that. But this does actually reference their game specifically, so I can see the point they have there. Following that, Kim wrote that the company is now contemplating further action against Epic for all this mess. Again, should we tell them?
I feel like someone has to tell them. Naturally, we're referring to the thing that makes this whole ordeal extra silly, the fact that PUBG itself sort of took the gameplay mechanics of another game, H1Z1's King of the Kill mode. And yes, we know that that's because Brendan Green, the creator of PUBG, designed that mode as well, but the point still stands that PUBG exists for the same kind of reason that Fortnite does.
And coincidentally enough, this is also very topical, very timely. H1Z1's devs have had a few things to say about that over the past week as well. H1Z1 game manager Anthony Castoro talked a little bit of smack in an interview with IGN, saying there wouldn't be a PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds if there wasn't an H1Z1.
Castoro went in depth a little bit more of that, calling PUBG a fast follow opportunity. That's only possible because of the work they'd already done on H1Z1. He said, "PUBG is a clear fast follow opportunity. Take an existing game engine, find someone who has worked on this kind of idea that established it already, and do a decent job with the game, and guess what? The Battle Royale mode really is fun and exciting and engaging, so from a business perspective, that's just a fast follow scenario."
It's kind of like the chicken and the egg, or the Battle Royale human centipede, is what this is kind of ending up as, although Brendan Green figures into a lot of them.
Yeah.
The thing is, Bluehole should probably get used to this sort of copy-paste. Look, we know that Epic's not going to be the last to try and take the format and use it in their own game. They weren't even the first to follow PUBG's footsteps. Those honors belong to Grand Theft Auto Online, which introduced a PUBG-like game mode in recent weeks as well. And Ubisoft has also made comments earlier this year that they might try to adapt that kind of gameplay, that kind of mode, into some of their titles.
So it's sort of interesting that Bluehole is responding so strongly to this particular copycat scenario when they didn't really have any words about Rockstar doing the same thing, but There's some speculation about why that is, and a lot of it has to do with business politics.
Right. Yes, that's going to be a big one. For one, there are the recent rumors that Chinese mega company Tencent was going to be acquiring or investing in Bluehole in the future, potentially. Interestingly enough, Epic is partially owned by Tencent, which adds an extra layer of complication to this. If you're looking into a potential deal with Tencent, or you turn them down and then one of its subsidiaries rips off your game, well, that could seem a little bit targeted.
On top of that, there's the fact that Epic and Bluehole coordinated on getting a custom version of Unreal Engine up and running for PUBG to begin with, which Bluehole VP Kim said later in their letter. From Bluehole's point of view, it could look like Epic might have benefited from working with Bluehole and then use their learnings to replicate their work.
Although, if they worked with Epic to modify Epic's engine, Bluehole also benefited, so there's a little bit of give and take there. So in that case, bit of a no-no. There are also some indications in the letter itself that make it sound like there was some kind of agreement between the two companies when it came to their technology. In Bluehole's mind, Epic clearly violated that when they mentioned PUBG by name in their announcement of Fortnite.
As for what further action is that they're considering, well, that could be anybody's guess. But it sounds a little bit like they may be taking legal action.
I mean, in business speak, there aren't a lot of actions that you can take against another company that aren't legal in some way.
Right. It's hard to say if they actually have any kind of basis for legal action when it comes to things like gameplay mechanics. Those things aren't actually protected by copyright.
That was actually reinforced by a Texas court decision made last year when a judge ruled that the creators of board game Bang couldn't sue another board game maker for a similar game with different art aesthetics.
However, if Epic did violate some kind of agreement, that might be a different story. Or this could just bother them because it's a fairly competitive play on the part of Epic. Releasing Fortnite for free to everybody, particularly console players, before PUBG comes to console is a very calculated move, and one that could eat into PUBG's potential audience.
Oh, I'm sure it will.
Yeah.
It's a little bit like Paladins and Overwatch. So you may have your doubts that something like Fortnite could have any impact on PUBG because PUBG is a juggernaut right now. You might be surprised how well the free version of a very popular game can do if it's done well. That is what happened with Paladins, which everyone just thinks of now as the free Overwatch. It recently clocked in over 15 million total players.
Wow.
So for a game that no one had on their radar, really, it does great if you go, I want Overwatch, but I don't want to drop the money right now. Oh, look.
Free Overwatch. So the strategy can work for Fortnite as well, especially since there's no release date just yet for Xbox, and not even a window for what's probably the inevitable release on the PS4.
Oh, they keep waffling and talking around that one, so we'll see. Now, it'll be interesting to watch how all this ends up going down, but whether or not Bluehole decides to kick this whole thing up a notch, if they actually do take legal action, how Fortnite PUBG goes, I would be very curious to see if that single game mode could get momentum for Fortnite. Well, we'll keep you posted as we learn more.
So what do you guys think of Bluehole getting salty about Fortnite's Battle and Battle Royale mode? Are they gonna have a Battle Royale? PUBG versus Fortnite?
They're gonna need like 98 other knockoffs before they can really do it properly.
Hey, we can definitely make that happen. Do you want to see that fight happen? Let us know in the comments.
And for future updates on the world of gaming, remember to like this video. If you're new to this channel, subscribe to the know.
You know what baffles me about this whole thing? It's like,
just one thing.
The main thing that baffles me is they keep saying Battle Royale mode and they're bitching about, you took my mode, you took my mode. You took it from Battle Royale, the book and great
actual
Japanese
Battle
movie.
Royale.
Yeah.
But there are indications in the letter itself that make it sound like there was,